Hey, how you guys doing? Yeah, so we're going to be working on my version 10 elevator. I will say that I've had some people request some doors and stuff, like a version 3 Fallout Vault door, but um, I'm not getting a lot of requests for specific stuff. So anyway, all right. So basically, what I want to do with this elevator today is I basically would like it to. I would like to mess around with this circuit, the green circuit. I'd like to mess around with it, and yeah, I'd like to mess around with it a little bit. Yeah, I'd like to mess around with it a little bit, and see if I move this forward, this green circuit. So if I move it forward here, um, it would obviously change a lot of this stuff, but if I do move it, I could get rid of this redstone line here, and I could probably have this thing right here. So I could basically lose this bottom block if I do it. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. So first we're just going to go ahead and copy it. I just need to, so we're going to copy it from there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to use the world edit here. And then we're going to go ahead and just copy it because I don't want to mess it up. I mean, it's a good position, so let's go ahead and copy. So we copy it right here, and now I just need to basically see how far up I am. 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks up. So 4 blocks up. So what I could do if I would like to, I could probably just do this. So I could do / rotate. Whoops. Rotate 180. And then we could do / paste. Should be right behind us. There we go. So pretty much just opposite, so we can kind of go back and forth and look. I do need to open up. I think I'm going to leave this here just so I can, do some other stuff. So, all right. So now that we have 2 of these, I'm going to go ahead and so I kind of forgot to open up chat. Hey, what's up there, Lonnie? Surprised that you're awake. I've been awake since 10 a.m. my time, and I went to bed at 4, which is crazy. All right. Okay, so just need to move this chat system over. Okay. This thing's constantly moving. It's really weird. I don't get it. Very strange. Okay, there we go. So let me see. So hello. Whoa, that's not hello. Alright, so hopefully I see chats now. It says yes. I didn't have my chat activated, but I can see it says howdy, and I said hello. Is my microphone on? Yes, it's on. Okay, so what I would like to do is to just move this green circuit over here. It's going to require me doing some changes though, so I need to basically get rid of this piston. And then this can't be here anymore. But I would like to keep it there at least. Been up since 6. Just slept a couple of hours. Oh, that sucks, man. I usually sleep pretty good, honestly. Okay, so I don't need obsidian. This isn't that type of elevator. I don't need a furnace. I just need to clean out this inventory. I'm not going to need black. Any of those colors. Lime wool, I'll need that. Orange. Yeah, I'll need all these wools. I don't need a chest. I do need a lever for testing. Gold block is for copying. And we got the observer. So something I was thinking about, What's up there, Alf Dog? So something I was thinking about was the fact that my multiple floor elevator, something that I recently discovered was if you have a an observer, getting updated by say a piston, like if I was to do this for instance, I don't think it would actually work there, but say here, let's say there. Okay, let me go ahead and put this repeater back. So something I had realized the other day was that you can actually, because the piston's going to extend here. Oh, I totally didn't hook that back up. Okay, let me do this. Actually, we need to have a longer pulse. So, yeah, I'm working on the correct one. Okay, so yeah, Alpha, to get you caught up, I'm basically going to be moving this green circuit forward so I can maybe try and move all of this red circuit and get it right here. So basically move it one block in. Yeah, if I can move it one block in, then that'll be nice because then I can get rid of that and it'll look good. I just need to just figure this out. I mean, I have the whole area under the front here. This is all cosmetics, this circuit, but anyway. So yeah, I'm working on this one. Okay, so to go ahead and activate this, I would actually not want to use that. I'd want to use a regular one and then be like 1001, 1002. Sorry about the lag, but you guys can see here that for the multiple floor elevator, I could actually use this to detect where the elevator is. I did not actually think about it, and there's a couple of places that I can do this. It doesn't have to actually be there. It could be here. Like we could do this, for instance, and have it there. Obviously, we're getting some updating there, so let me go ahead and bring it up one more. So something like that, and then you would never really see it, but when the elevator goes down, you'll see that it detected it. So we could get a pulse from the elevator, and to be honest, it's something I hadn't thought about. I'm going to leave this on this elevator just for the hell of it, but I kind of wanted to show you guys that you could use pistons and you can travel it through. So I have a circuit right now where I have to basically send a pulse through, and it goes right through the front of an elevator like that, and it just doesn't look good. And I've been trying to figure out a smart way to get a signal through, and I was like, this is the perfect way, because if we were to get the signal, I just need it to be activated by not a piston, but by the T flip-flop. So this is something I could use on my multiple floor elevator. So since I have the idea right now, I thought of it the other day. I'm going to go ahead and just go onto that map, and I'm going to put a proof of concept. You're really good with this stuff. I don't know. Some people give me a lot of shit and say, like this isn't good. Honestly. A lot of people give me a lot of garbage, grief, I'll say. Not a lot of people, but some people. So yeah, if we could use the pistons, we could, from now we could, get it from this right side of the piston. We could even get the signal off of the redstone here if we really wanted to. But something I actually thought about was, this is what I don't like this. I've never liked it. I think it's terrible, and I hate it. So what I thought was, there is a point in all of my elevators where, you can get a signal through, like right here, for instance. So when I want the floor, this door to open, for instance, I could get the signal off of this, and then that would basically, we could actually do a bunch. We could actually just have it go straight up into it. Well, I don't know about them, but I really like the look. I like the looks, like a lot of work, and it looks amazing. Well, thanks. I appreciate it. You could not imagine the kind of grief that I get in trolls. I think it's because there was a point in my life where I was like, it really triggered me. Trolls triggered me. Um, and yeah. Anyway, you don't want to know the rest. So, so as an example, if we were to, send the elevator up, and I was to get the signal from there instead, um, you know, it's going to send a double pulse through here. Obviously, we'd have to have two of these. But I could use this as an example to open the door, and I could get rid of this. The problem that I'm going to go ahead and or just tell you about is that depending on where I hook it up at, I mean, this would never work on the, I think it wouldn't work on Bedrock, this particular method, but I just wanted to basically, note this like that. Hey, you can send a signal through, and maybe I could get rid of this redstone line. I was actually thinking of having the doors, powering, being powered by, directly by one of these observers. I don't blame you, man. Or Alpha Dog says, I don't blame you, man. I would hate to put a ton of work and get criticized for it and trolled about it. It happens to me before, or it's happened to me before, so I can see where you're coming from. Yeah. Well, the thing is that I have been made out to be a villain for, not my whole life, but, I'll just say I was convinced that there was something wrong with me at a very early age, and there isn't anything wrong with me, obviously, but there's a lot of stigmatism there. So I think for me, when somebody gives me, I'll say, criticism that's negative or even trolling, it stings a little bit more than if it was for, say, somebody that hadn't been through the stuff I've been through. But yeah, so yeah, if we can send a signal from pistons, I could technically, technically, we could get our signal from anywhere on an elevator. So when these doors close, we can, it'll detect the piston. Something else I could do is I could actually have a, and this is a pretty cool thing, is that you can actually have this here. So I could basically run the redstone line, but I could still use the observer to get the signal. And so let's see what happens when we call it up. You guys can see that it converts it, and then watch when we send it down. So you can see that there's easy ways that we can send redstone signal through redstone. And there are places on this elevator where it wouldn't matter. It's just about basically, I want to get a signal through and get rid of this area on this elevator. But I have it here marked out, the ideas. So now we're going to go ahead and work on the version 10. Alright, so save, go back to version 10. Wait a minute. Yeah, this says version 10, but it should be version 9. It says multiple floor elevator version 10. That's not right. Let me edit this. It's actually version 9. I don't have a 7 and 8 elevator. I skipped 7 and 8. Yeah. I kind of wish, I just recently updated my elevator. Not really, nobody really commented. Nobody really seemed like they were interested in it. Let's see. Alpha Dog says, that's sad, but to be honest, I kind of have a similar background. I think that people that have that kind of a background have similar, feelings about it. Like I notice, I think that people should have the right to speak, freely. But I also think that people should stand up to those people. So, but anyway. I just mean if you're online and you see somebody trolling, I usually comment and tell them, I'm like, but who wants to get into a troll match, Nobody wants to get into a troll match with somebody. And that's pretty much what we're talking about here, is getting into a troll match. Nobody wants to do that shit. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get rid of this stuff here. Now, one circuit I can keep is the yellow here. But this white circuit's going to need to be changed a little. So what we're going to do is we're going to basically use my version 5 elevator design and incorporate it into this. So to check that, so I can see what we need to do here, I'm going to go ahead and do // actually just / schematics, schematic load, and I think it's just v5, it's just version v, and then we're going to go ahead and / paste. Oops. Okay, so it doesn't matter where it is. I'm going to delete it. So this is version 5. And you guys can see what I did was I moved the green circuit so that I could fit this into its own footprint. This is the one before the update. So this is the one that I originally made. It does need a patch, which I made. Okay, so this is what we want to do basically. So I want to take... and we want to add, so okay, so if I do this, I need to have it connect here. And how does that not, how is that not activating? Oh, okay, because it's facing forward. Okay, that's actually super smart. I forgot I did that stuff. Okay, technically we would need the redstone here. I'm just going to block it off. And then we're going to want it to be like this. Like so. And then I believe it's like this. Is it like that? No, that's the same one we got. So it should be... wait a minute. Let me take a look at this again. Okay, so it's connecting. So it's only 2 blocks forward. So... from the back, it's only one. It's 1 block forward, so it would be like this. Then, basically, it would be something like that. Oh no! Wait a minute. That's not right. Oh, you know what? Okay, so I moved this forward 1 block. Okay, that makes sense. So these are wrong. I don't need these here. I'll be back 10 minutes, maybe less, maybe more. Not sure. All right. Well, thanks for stopping by regardless if it was for a couple minutes. So I believe this is the spot that we're updating this from. And I'm going to double check that. Oh no, we're going right off the side there. Okay. Yeah. So, something that could be done too, let's see here. Something that could be done too would be that if all we're doing is turning off this torch. Yeah, let me see. I think that's the correct location, right? No, I'm powering the block below the torch. Wait a minute. I think that's actually correct. Okay, why is that so damn confusing looking? Okay, so I'm basically getting power off of this. I'm getting power off of these torches. And then I'm sending that power through. And then we're moving. I'm going to have to get rid of that. Good thing I have the other elevator to look at. Yeah, I'm just just going to put that there. Okay, so, so let me see here. So, so we're powering directly there, which gives us 2 blocks. Well, technically gives us 2 by 2 area. And in that 2 by 2 area, so that would basically mean that our circuit would end up being right here. I think. Let's double check. Yeah. Okay, so that's correct, I think. So now I just need to figure out where it is. So when I look through here, I just see that block. So I basically need to only punch out here and these areas here. And we want to put our repeaters in. And then same here. This should work out, honestly. It should work out. And it should make things a little bit better. It's going to add a little bit more timings onto stuff, but I mean, what can you do about that? Yeah, we'll just rehook it up and then we'll see what we got. Because I could technically, at this point, I could actually power this from this side. So we could have the power run through and then come back down and power it. And then we just need to, like, what I was using was basically redstone here. And so what would happen is, I mean, this still actually should work. I would say that the one thing I could probably do would be this. Put that on 4 and this on none. Give us a pulse extender there. And then I would like to copy the pulse extender I have on this, which basically it just comes up 1 and comes back into it, and at the same time we're powering the direct power source. So let's see what's up with that. So we're powering the direct power source. Now I have this here, so I wouldn't be able to do it, but I could, I mean, if this is what we're doing, I could technically put that there, and we could run the repeater like so. Now that's going to power this, so maybe, so let me see, if I got rid of this and we were to basically just do this, block that off. So we're going to get a signal that's going to be instantly to this, and then we have this getting powered too. So what's going to end up happening is we're going to end up getting a pulse extender that's 3 high. So I do have an opportunity here to, there is an opportunity, I should say, to just add, let's see, that goes through there. Okay, yeah, so this won't this will give us a pulse extension. And it will take up the area here, which is kind of messy, but it's okay. So now I just need to test this thing. Let me go ahead and let's go ahead and add a power source here. So it's up, and then that's retracted. So now I can go ahead and hit the down button. Yeah, that gives us a nice signal on the way down. Yeah, that's actually going to work. Now the problem we're going to run into is, where do we put the button? It can no longer be here. I could try and put a piston there. I would have to switch this for a repeater, but and then you would see the repeater through the redstone. So I don't like that. I want to do something different here. Okay, so we could actually have another piston here, or even have it pointing downward. with a block on it, and then you hit that, and then that activates it. We couldn't use a redstone block. I could also put it down one, and we could possibly, that would be a block update, but let me see. I think that this would work for here. We could even do this if we really wanted to. Yeah, that doesn't work. Okay, we'll figure it out though. So I would like to keep the button there. I mean, honestly, if you really want to know, I'd like to have the button like right here. But there's no way you can have a button there. And yeah, and not have it update this. Now, I mean, there is one way you could do that, and that would be to use an observer and basically point it this way. The problem with this is it could possibly detect, where's my buttons at? It's buttons. So I don't know. Yeah, so this actually is working. That doesn't make any sense. Do you guys see this? I didn't know they could do that. Yeah, we're also getting a pulse out the back, and it's not updating. So that's crazy. I wonder if it works like that on Windows 10 edition. That would be super helpful, especially in this situation. It's only transfer. Well, you know what? Actually, let me see. I bet you it'll activate all of them. Nope. Look at that. It only activates below it. That doesn't seem like that's correct. That doesn't seem right. I mean, I think I might have just discovered something here. Let's actually come off of here. Which this could be something else, but I mean, having a button on the face of it, and then having, let's see, put a piston here, 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 and up on top. And the only one that gets powered is the one below. This is what I actually think is happening, you guys, if you're watching this. What's actually happening here is that when you hit this block, when you hit this button, it actually updates this area. It doesn't send a redstone signal through, but it does block update it. Which means that I don't think that this would work. I mean, one of the biggest things about this is I don't really like the way that they look. I mean, having a face. I mean, who cares if it's a face, right? We could make this one a face too if we wanted to. As long as there's a button on it, right? People will be like, what the hell? But it's definitely a good source to get our power. Now, one of the biggest questions would be, is there any other blocks that could be perform like this? I know that if we used a dropper, it would basically send the power in all directions. This one, because it sends power into a block, it's going to basically create a bud here. So that means basically when you activate this, yeah, see how you're getting the double pulse? Like if I move this though, look, we're getting a magic button. It's a magic button without having to have it. Let's see, does it work here? Oh, it does. What about on the side here? That's crazy. That doesn't make no sense. It's not even updating it. Let's see if we put it here. Oh, look at that. What the F? So depending on where you power this thing, will this work with the repeater? That's pretty interesting. That means you could set this somewhere, you guys. You could set this somewhere and still get an update. But I do want to check the Windows 10. I'll do that next time. I'll check Windows 10. But that's actually pretty good. I don't know if I want to use this though, because this could be some sort of a glitch or a bug even. But I mean, it basically gives you the ability to have a magic button. So like on this elevator, for instance, version 3, or no, version 5. On version 5 elevator, I have, if I was to basically replace this with that, or even, it doesn't really matter, let's say like this, or like this. Say I have it like that, and I put this here. This is what I was using a magic button for. So this doesn't work in the fashion it's in right now, but it does work if you, and it won't update anything. So that basically means is that's actually pretty big, because if this continues to work, you know, seriously, I mean, if it continues to work, that would be awesome. I mean, one of the biggest things I would say would be that if we were to face it downward, you're going to get a double pulse. You should anyway. Let's actually check it. Yeah, this is going to send power. It should send it straight down, but you would have to have it up here, right? Or that doesn't work. Yeah, it only works if it's being detected. That's crazy. Okay. Well, yeah, it's nice to know. Nice to know. I don't know if I'd necessarily want to do that. You know, I mean, have it part of the elevator. I mean, it does solve that problem I was talking about where, I mean, if we want 2 buttons, we could definitely use this in this elevator to keep it slim. The other thing we could probably do too would be to basically put it, let's see. If we put it downward, and then we put a, I'd say, well, actually, we'd want it to be up here, right? Yeah, I'd want it to be up here. If we put it downward, this doesn't detect anything. So, like, if you hit this, it's not going to do anything. So it has to be directly from this. So the only way you can get this to work would be to, like, I'll say, like, you can't just have a block there. It's got to be it directly. So that kind of means this, like, we could do, I don't know if this would work. Let's actually try it. Because it's not going to translate down, so it shouldn't work. So when we hit this, it's not going to update it because there's no piston there. And this is only going to update the piston. So yeah, it's something that could be done though. I mean, and it's not transferring power anywhere but beneath, which I don't actually understand why it would do that. Thought maybe it had to do with direction, but I think what's happening is that it, you know, it's detecting it, and it's basically, this has got to be a bug, you guys. It's a bug. We're not going to use it. It's a bug. It's got to be a bug because, yeah, I think it's something they just haven't noticed yet that you can do, and I'm not going to use it on an elevator just to have it break a couple weeks from now. So the next thing that I could try, I mean, like if you guys look, there's no way we're going to be able to put power there, but the other thing that could be done is to basically place the power here, which if I do that, if I was to place the power there, it would be nice, but you're gonna see it. You know, you're gonna see it, and the last thing I want to do is have the elevator's clean lines wrecked by that. So I don't want it there. So that's basically all that we need to do is figure out how to get, because I mean this is probably the method that I would say would be the easiest, is to have I need some black wool. Let me get black wool from here. So this is probably the best method, honestly. It's just to go like that, and I could use a block, and then when it comes down, it will power. It will get powered by this power source. So you press it, and then it closes the door for a little bit, and then we could send the power to the back of the elevator. So this is probably the easiest method, and we wouldn't even need it up here. We could just keep this the same. It doesn't have to be changed. It's fine. But it does make it so that we can now have this where it is. So now we just need to figure out where we want our monostable. So right now we're getting power off of this for the blue circuit, which is fine. I wonder if I should use, I'm going to use a different color for this input circuit. I think we're going to go ahead and use, nah, you know what, let's stick with red. Red's my, my activation button go-to. So I think we would want to, we would actually probably want to make this part of the yellow circuit there. And then we would want to power this from there. So we are no longer going to need this stuff. So all of this circuitry can go. Okay, so, but now we'd want to send our input signal directly into there. And it should be, well, it actually doesn't matter. It could be right off of, yeah, let's actually try that. See, it could be right off of the dropper flop. Or let's just say T flip-flop, because it gets confusing if you're, if you're new. So there's the T flip-flop. Yeah, I was actually going to say, like if somebody's interested, if you want to know an answer to something, you could always ask me in comments. I do have my comments off, but yeah, but you could. So now what's going to happen is we're going to get our input from here. It really sucks because there's something we could take advantage of that would make this circuit super small. And one of the things that we could do, seriously, and I think that's what I'm going to do is, although I like right here, I would like to get my power and get rid of this area right here because we have it running all underneath here. And I mean, and then I had it connected to a piston, and it makes this whole thing bigger. So I want to get rid of that. So we're just going to have the dummy blocks here. We won't need these anymore. Yeah, so that works fine the way it is. But if we move this here, say, so if we were to have our, if we were to have our dropper flop here, now it's going to be in an updating area, which is okay. And it does bring this thing down, one block lower. So I'd like it to be up, but you guys did hear it click, right? So hopefully it doesn't get updated. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Okay, so now what's going to happen is this is going to come through here and directly power, and then we don't even need that anymore. That would only be necessary for this yellow circuit. And so that means we could basically do this now. We could do something like that now, and then this could power. Actually, you know what? So this is going to always be powered, so we would not want to get our power from that. What we'd actually want to do is, so ground level's there. I want this to be under the ground. So what I would have to do is get my power from here. And so only when this repeater powers, then this redstone gets powered. So then we could basically do this. So that's pretty simple. I mean, it should be. I think I would like it better like this, though. It just looks cooler, I think. You wouldn't be able to cover this, but I think it looks better than that. But we'll leave it like this for now. So what's going to happen here is that now when we hit our input, which is going to travel through here, we want it to go through this area here. We want it to basically, we'll probably want some delay. It's like something like that. And so now we just need to get this power to be disconnected from this pulse extender. What the hell is that next to me? Oh, it's the thing we were looking at. Okay, I'm going to rebuild this over a little bit. Oops. Yeah, we're definitely making this thing, I'll say smaller for sure. Okay, so it doesn't matter what direction this thing's facing. It doesn't even matter, which is crazy. Which means you could get a double input from this. You could actually get it as a functioning circuit, but you could also send power down. So like this. And it's not going to activate any of these others. So that is very handy. I do know it's a bug though. It's got to be a bug because why would it power only underneath? And it only does it like a magic button would. And I mean, I could understand it doing it if I was doing it from here. So I'll show you what I mean. So if we had, like, say if we had a button here and we had redstone there, right? And then we had a piston downwards, it should travel through. And you guys can see, look, now it's actually updating. It's block updating this. So now this would only work with pistons. Seriously, it only works with pistons. But we technically would have a magic button. But it's not directly below, and that kind of sucks. That's probably one of the things I don't like, is that the only way you could power this thing is, if you wanted it to be a magic button, is with redstone. Now, if I was to do it like this, you guys can see that it does not update this at all, even though it should. So, yeah, that's unfortunate. Now, I do know that you could have two blocks below like this, and this is what we ultimately want, is we want to be able to send power down 2 blocks. So there's no way we could power this, right? This thing. But I thought to myself, it would be awesome if we could send power down. So the only way you could do that is by basically, because you can make this actually as high as you want to. So you could use these, and it won't send a signal down unless you have a piston come and touch it. So you could have a piston like this, basically. Huge fan, bro. Oh, thanks, Ace. Yeah, we were just looking at something I accidentally discovered, which was, if you're using this, what is it, observer, and you power it with a button or from a repeater, it only powers below it using a block update. So basically, this thing it detects redstone from any direction, and then it changes its direction. I think it's a bug. Honestly, I think it's a bug. So I'll show you what I mean. So if you hit it here, it does not update the pistons next to you. But if you were to do it from here, it updates all of them. So depending on where you power this thing, and it doesn't matter what direction it's facing, that's kind of a cool thing if you think about it. Kind of getting 2 different signals. So if I wanted to get, a double pulse, you can see I got a double pulse on the bottom. See that? Double pulse on the bottom, and then if I just press this, it will only activate that. That's kind of crazy. Obviously, you would have to power these differently, but I mean, yeah. Okay, so back to this. So when I power this, I only want to get power to the pink circuit. I do not want to get it here. We don't want it to be a pulse extension. So, yeah. And then I also need to have the power from this activate this device. So we will no longer need... What the hell is this doing here? Block ain't supposed to be there. So this is going to come through here, and then we want it to power this block. So when we hit the down circuit, it's going to come through and then come back through and power that. And I think we probably want a no delay. There we go. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that the easiest way to do this is that a half slab will travel it will never travel down, but it can travel up. So what I'm thinking is, if we were to take our input and do it like this, and if I took this pink block and either moved all this over, let's see, can we do this? Let's see. It would be under the floor, so that would suck. I might have to find a different way to power this. But in this manner right here, it would never power down, which is not what we want. So that's not going to work. Right now, this is going to power our, basically to make our door just look nice. And this circuit right here only keeps the door open after this device activates. So it also activates our bell. So we could move this over by 1. And that might make all the difference. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and move it here. We aren't going to be able to use that anymore. Then I'm going to go ahead and take the comparators, make a pulse extender, get rid of that. And now we have this option. So what this basically should give us is the ability to have this come through power. We need to have it power 2 separate areas is the unfortunate part. So, I mean, if it was glass here or a half slab, I could actually get away with this. Like that. And then we could, yeah, so this would come through here. It's going to power back through itself. And then we want separate power. We want our own separate power that's not the same. Yeah, so this is what we'd be working with. This is going to come down and it's going to lift up. The pulse extender is going to send a horrendously long signal up at this, and although it shouldn't matter, I can think of about 5 scenarios where it is going to matter. I also think that this could possibly get updated. So, alright, let me see here. Alright, so the other thing that could be done would be to move the button over here, but yeah, I think it's fine where it's at for right now. We also are going to need at least 3 repeaters worth of delay minimum. So basically we're going to send power down here. That power is being back powered right now. So we would have to, I think we'd have to change this here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just use a lever on this for testing. So this is going to come down. It has to be powered. It cannot be a redstone block. So tempted to use this. I just know that it's going to break eventually because they're going to fix it. It shouldn't actually happen because this is only supposed to detect pistons. So the piston shouldn't move though. The piston shouldn't move because this does not pass power through it. It's basically like some glowstone. It's not, you know, and I mean maybe glowstone does the same. Let's check it. Yeah, because this doesn't make any sense to me because... You guys seeing that? It's using the update principle, so I think this actually would work. I mean, if it works with the glowstone, we could technically use it for our button. Like, basically, I could have this piston back here, or even to the side here, over more. And we could use Yeah, is there any other blocks that are not... Let's try glass. Try glass. I'm pretty sure glass is going to work, just because of the way that they have this set up. But I'm going to say that it's supposed to not give any power ever in this way, because it will wreck your device, you know? If you're trying to use this, you know, say redstone or something. See, I could understand this working because the block's powering it, but not this, because this is not powering anything. So the way it's actually performing is like this, which I mean I know works. I know that this works. So what that means is we could, if we wanted to, I mean, we can't have a piston here, but we could have a piston there. Yeah, we could have a piston there. We could have a piston right next to it, because it's going to be within the structure. So the idea would be updating this without it being, you know, affected by this. So that would be, this would actually be a problem, because I mean we could use a repeater and have it come through here. I could even have it like this, because you know, this redstone is not going to activate that, so I could definitely have it like that. We could even go so far as to have it like this, but it should not update this. Yeah, it's not going to update it because of the way that we have it. So if I had it like this, it's going to be translated through, so we wouldn't want that. So if we wanted to get our input source from here, the only thing I could do is drop the piston down lower, which would not actually suit our purposes, honestly. Like, this would work, you know, it would work, but, well, maybe it would. Because, I mean, at this point, we could actually go back to using a redstone block, which was ultimately the best method. And so we're going to get a 2-tick delay coming through here, and then we're going to get, you know, the redstone activated from there separately, which means we can go back to the way we had it. Okay, which was like this for the best timing. So we get two separate functions. We also have our green circuit connected, and then we have our yellow circuit connected as well. And yeah, just using a little bit of, yeah, it makes it a ton smaller. Curious about something. Ooh, okay, so when it pops up, it throws the redstone off. Well, that sucks. It wouldn't matter anyway, because it would still power this, but I did want it to see if it would actually work. But this does work. Yeah, this does work as a, I mean, it's definitely going to work. We don't have as much time to get in the elevator now, which is unfortunate. Yeah. Alright, so let's see. We don't need this anymore. We can just go back to glass. Okay, so all we're getting here is an instant extension. And, yeah. So, this should be working, though. So, what's the dealio? Okay, so let's try this. So you hit down, it travels down, and it should stay down, but it didn't. It did just automatically Whoa, that was weird. Okay, so we're getting power from somewhere. Let me see here. Where are we getting this power from? Is this updating this piston? Yeah, you know what it is. So that basically would mean that we would need to change the direction. Now if I just put a button like that. If I just put a button like that, that's going to change. Yeah, that's going to be fine. We don't need this now. Yeah, so that will change the direction of it. Which is, I'm going to say, honestly, do I even need this here? I don't. None of this needs to be here. This is all that you need. Wow. Okay. So we can just basically, just to make it look cool, we can kind of have that going. But that does open up even more room for us. Okay, so that kind of means something else. It means basically that we could technically move this over even more. Yeah. So for example, if I was to use an amber gate, which is like this, if I was to use an amber gate, this is going to back power onto that. But if we were to use, say, glass or something, or, you know, glowstone, or even a half slab, which is the way to go, half slab. If we use a half slab powering downward like this, we're going to get our power pretty much the same. I'm going to say that this is going to end up powering that, though. So we would still need to have some sort of button redirecting it, but because it's redirecting it, it's not going to actually activate that. And if we were to do this, yeah, that's going to get activated. So, okay. I mean, this does work, having an amber gate like that. The problem is that this redstone could not, it would have to go this way. You can see that it's getting connected, so I'm actually thinking that for right now, that's probably the simplest method to get our power down. We could also get rid of the piston altogether. And I could, because redstone is not going to power that. So say I basically put a button here, say here. You could not put a block there, though. There's no way. But the half slab kind of takes care of that. So could never put a solid block, but that could mean basically that we would get... We're not going to get our separate signals if we do this, though. Yeah. I would have to have another amber gate here. It'd be the only way you could do it. And, yeah. So... yeah, so this would basically come through, power that, and then the amber gate would give us... actually, it's not going to give us separate power. Damn it. That's not going to work. Okay, back to the piston. I think the way we had it was less convoluted and simpler. Seriously, it was just simpler. So we had I don't even think we even need a half slab. We just have that coming through here, and then some redstone. We disconnect it, and then we go ahead and grab a sticky piston and put it there. And then we grab redstone block. Bloop. Redstone block. That should give us better power. Something I wish I could do is put this right up against this, so that we could lose one block of distance from it, but it's okay. It's okay. So we just need to see why this isn't working properly now. I actually do know that you know, this is being powered and it's going directly in here, and then we also have this updating that. But we could, I mean, we could technically, if we wanted to stop this from getting updated, we could change it with a slab. So when this powers through here, this isn't up against anything, so which shouldn't cause any power. And yeah, if you don't have, yeah, this wouldn't even need to be here technically. We could technically just get rid of that. Because even if it was there, we don't have the repeater anymore facing this direction. So it's not going to get powered anyway. So yeah, this would be enough. It's still going to do an update though. So let's go ahead and we'll have the repeaters, so it'll be like this. This will no longer be necessary. I'm going to say that it would basically turn this piston off though. So I'm going to have to keep that in mind. Is it something that's worth having? Let's see if it actually does cause an issue. So we hit the button. We only get 8 ticks of delay to get in, which is kind of rough. It opens up. We hit the down button. Stays down. Hit the instant extension. And that's broken. Okay. So we just got 2 pulses through it. What caused the 2 pulses? So I would say to match the bottom, we should go ahead and get rid of one of these repeaters. Yeah, I should go ahead and get rid of one of these repeaters. Yeah, we could technically do that now. Because that will match down there, because we only have... I mean, well, technically, you know what? Actually, I just seen something here. We could actually put the delay on that, so it'll give us some time to get in before anything goes off. So it'll be the same. That'll work. Alright, so now when we hit the down button works correctly. But instant extension is not working. And I think what's happening is we're getting 2 separate pulses through here. But let's check. Let's see. So we hit instant extension, travels down, and we're getting 2 pulses. Let me go ahead and get rid of this. We'll just stick with that for right now. That's technically all that we would need, but I do think that this repeater might be causing us a problem, but let's check it. So I'm seeing what it is. We're getting a pulse from the green circuit, and we're also getting a pulse from the yellow at the same time. Yeah, you can clearly see it. So, like this... Okay, so I got this screwed up. Okay, so basically the way that this is supposed to work is that so this repeater can't be there. That's what our problem is. Yeah, that repeater can't be there. This needs to be on... Yeah, so there we go. This should fix it. Bingo, Steven. Sash McFlash, what's up? Accost that like button like it owes you money. Why did that door open up weird like that? Did you guys see that? What the hell? This is still powering it the same. That's new. Um, hmm. Hmm. Hey, check this out, Sash McFlash. So, I didn't ever notice this, but you cannot power through. You cannot power through glowstone, right? You can't power through it, right? But you can power below it, and which means you can do the same with one of these, which is a huge thing because honestly, this is all that's happening. You know. So this area right here, is being powered, and it's being updated at the same time, acting as though there's a block on it, right? Which is trippy. That's a game changer. Yeah, so what it kind of means is that we could use this as a dual power source. And then something else I was discovering or thinking about was the fact that we can send a signal through the elevator from specific pistons, which means I might be able to get rid of the... Because I have that horrendous circuit that runs under the multiple floor elevator that's like this, and you can see redstone. It's just really bad. I don't like it. But I was thinking I could use, use these. I mean, what's worse, having this there or having, I'll say an observer block, observing, So it comes through here, and when this piston here extends up, we'll get power off of it, right? So we'll get power off of it. We can get it from multiple areas, obviously, but it gives us the ability to detect specific instances, which means I could possibly use this technology to get rid of this. So instead of seeing this, you'll see one observer, and I think that's worth it, though. Something else that could be done too would be, I think the observer can detect there as well. I mean, I think it detects the repeater, but let's check it. Yeah. So it doesn't even have to be through the piston. I mean, honestly, we could just use that to get our signal through. So we wouldn't even need to do this, but that would be the way to go. Wait, for the wallpaper update, I guess. I have no idea. What's the wallpaper update? I know that, observers, you can actually, I mean, this is going to be crazy. I don't know if you've seen this, Sash, but, so, where is my door? Did you check out my door video I just did? Where I did, it was my favorite doors. So check this out. So I found this. Oh, okay. The wallpaper update. Okay. So yeah, I found this online, and then they were using this on top of here, which you can no longer do, but you can still put redstone. So just by doing that, I was able to fix this 4x4 one wide. Pretty sweet, huh? It's the same concept as this 3x3. Push-pull 3x3, and then here's another version, which I don't really like because it's kind of slow. But if you get rid of half of this circuit, you can use it like this, and you could basically have a really small one wide for like hiding chests and stuff. So really, really sweet. And then it's funny, one of my elevators, no timing changes whatsoever. Elevators. This is not an elevator. This is a 4x4. I made this a long time ago using a 1-tick pulse generator. This does not work on Pocket Edition, but have you timed them? No. No. I didn't make these. This is a door that's been popular for a while. That's why it's named My Favorite Doors. But this one, I don't know how long it takes to close. Let's see, 1001, 1002 to open. 1001, 1002, 1000. It's like almost 1003 on that. But this one, let's see, 1001, 1002. Yeah, it's a 1 second opening. That's pretty good. I mean, I'm just, eyeballing it. This one is like more like 2. 1001, 1002. It's actually 1002 and a half, so 1.5. What is that? What is that? Is that, that would be, what is that? 15 tenths of a second would be the rough translation. But check this one out. So, this guy was one of my favorite door makers, and he made this a while back. And I haven't been up to date, but I went online and I looked at the most popular ones, and I thought that this one was really awesome. This door will never work on Pocket Edition. Neither will, actually none of these doors will work on Pocket Edition, unfortunately. One of the reasons why is that it uses monostabling blocks off of the pistons, to close it up. So when you hit this, it's just got really nice opening. It's not exactly, so 1001, right? 1002. It's technically, what is it? 11 tenths of a second. So a second and like 10. But it's got really nice animation. And it's super teeny. I put it next to one of my smallest 4x4s I've ever made, just to show you how much smaller it is, which is crazy. And then I was showing that this was a variant, like I think everybody took TT Lemon's design and added it to their own stuff. So for instance, my friend made this one using the same concept. He used the Fallout Vault Door version 2, and he used this dual edge in the same exact fashion. And then of course this was my spin on it, which is more expensive and it's kind of slow. And then this one is Mumbo's door, and all it has is this torch here. And so when you close this thing, it's actually super fast. Real nice opening. And Mumbo over there got something over there that's still killing it. Anyway, that's pretty sweet, huh? Alright, so yeah, the one white is epically quick. Yeah, Mumbo showed it. I put a link to the guy that really made it. But anyway, okay, so I'm liking this. So we now have our input directly into this. We now have our input directly into it. I'm gonna say that I really don't like this wiring right here. I would like to discover a better way to do it. I actually think I may have something that might look a little cooler. Like I was actually thinking of maybe doing something like that. I don't know, like with the piston instead. You can kind of get rid of. Actually, you couldn't get rid of that. But I could do something like this, maybe. Nah, that wouldn't work. Yeah, I really don't like the way that looks. Yeah, it looks horrible. Even if you do it like this, I mean, I like the way that this looks. I do. I like the way that looks. But then when you go and cover this thing up, you're going to be, basically, this is an area where water can get in. But I mean, I guess you could do this, right? You could just cover it up like that. Nobody's going to see that shit. It's okay. I like it that way. Alright, so, have you tried any Spacewalker designs? I think he's still hunting speed records. Haven't checked out any. I don't know what a Spacewalker is, but I'm assuming it's like, isn't it a piston activated bud that walks across like something? I'm actually, no good at that stuff, honestly. I'm actually I'll say that I'm so out of date with Redstone that I'm still learning that I don't even know. I mean, I didn't even know how to even use the observer until like about 10 days ago. No, he's a YouTuber. Okay, I'll have to check him out. Spacewalker, I would say, dude, if you go and check out my door where I said my favorite doors, if you look in the description, it actually shows a link to the guy that made that door. But the 4x4 door seems very, very suspicious to me. And the reason why is because his redstone was really bad, and then all of a sudden he just has this amazing 4x4, which made me think he got it from somebody else, you know, like maybe a smaller YouTuber. For instance, let's go ahead. I'm really liking where I've gone with this elevator. I do. I like where we've gone with it. There's also some options now that we're here, to add in a little bit more stuff in here. Yeah, we can add in some more stuff. You know, some more custom stuff. Yeah. Something else I had thought about too is I could probably put this piston directly there and power it from here. But then we'd lose some of our repeater power. And then I could probably power this better. Like, it doesn't have to be over there. But it is cool. So, Spacewalker, huh? Okay. Okay, let me see here. Let me go ahead and save, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do something real quick, which we're gonna go ahead and let me look him up real quick to make sure that there's no copyrighted music or anything. So Space Walker. Spacewalker trailer. Spacewalker the Redstoner, right? Okay, so okay. So let me see here. So I show you guys what I'm looking at. Okay, do that, and then I want to do this. Okay. So this is Spacewalker, Yeah. Popular uploads, Redstone videos. He looks like he has a lot of showcases. There's no money in doing, like, a lot of people don't realize it, but if you don't make a 10-minute video, you get like a quarter of the money. So it's almost not worth doing. Sounds royalty free. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with it anyway. I just don't like it. But he has yeah. Let's see. So his recent videos here will show. So he made this 4x4 days ago. Insanely fast 7x7, fastest 3x3 doors. Yeah, if you look at how fast or how much circuitry, yeah, I could understand that. Smallest 2-wide hipster wall, 36 blocks. I don't think that's the smallest. That one I just showed you doesn't even do 36. It does 9, you know. But this is a two wide. So that's kind of crazy. 48 blocks tutorial, smallest 2-wide hipster. Why is it in such bad animation? Smallest 2-wide hipster? That's not the smallest. Yeah, this guy's tripping. Yeah, it's not the smallest. When did he make this? March? Yeah, that one I just showed you, it takes up hell of less, and it's 1-wide. It's a 1-wide hipster. Yeah, I'm not going to comment or anything, though. Obviously, spamming observers is always the best, or always the way to go. A lot of people are pissed off if you make a door with an observer, you know, and I think it's because it's so damn confusing, you know. But I do like it, honestly. I mean, I like where he's gone with it, you know. But I'll just show you. So if we go to the door we were just looking at, so if you're talking like what's a hipster? A hipster is so he's got a 2-wide one, right? Now maybe it's seamless. This is not seamless, but technically is. So this is a super small hipster, right? You know, it does require that one block there. But so there's your hipster, right? So it's a one wide hipster. Ah. So this is technically, what is that? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's a 15, let's say a 16 blocks, because you do have to have that. So this is a 16 block one wide version of that. So he's full of it. Nah, I don't think he's full of it. I just think that you know, the smallest. It's not the smallest. You know, I'll just say whenever you see somebody put smallest, it usually means they're just trying to say like the best. If you say the best, like what do people do when they do a search? They're like best mob farm. So if you put best in front of it, you know, then you know, like I have not found any other doors, and the guy doesn't upload videos anymore. I haven't found anything like this, anything like it. Seriously, not one thing. It's ridiculous. And I mean, the guy that made it, I mean, seriously, the guy that made it, his redstone, his first door was a 2x2, and then his next was a 4x3, and then all of a sudden he comes out with this, and I was like, that's crazy. Yeah, record gets a bit convoluted with language. Yeah, I don't think he's full of it, man. I think for him that's smallest. I just think that I mean, is he going by too wide standards? Because if you were to go by too wide standards, technically this would beat his, right? This little setup here. So I'll just show you. So if we were to, if we wanted to do a 2 wide hipster, right? We would only need to have just this circuit to beat his. So it should be like that, and then what else we got? Yeah, okay, so we got that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just use blue for this whole thing. We could count the blocks. I mean, maybe I mean, if he's saying 22 blocks, you know, 22 blocks seems not correct to me. Because I mean, as far as I know, I mean that it's been pretty small for a while. I think we would need to get the retraction circuit, so we would technically need the entire bottom of this. Yeah, but even with that, let's just say, so let's just count this whole area. So we'd have 2, 4, 6. Actually, it'd be 2, 4. Yeah, no, 2, and then 4. Actually, yeah, it would be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Yeah, I guess that's pretty small. I mean, it beats this door, because this is technically like probably 35 blocks worth, if we're actually getting into it. But yeah, if I didn't need like, I'll just say like this one over here is, yeah, this is ridiculous. Yeah, that just, it takes a doo-doo on it. Now I will say that there is one thing about this: it is not flush, and that means like flush means that you don't see shit, you know. So maybe his is a flush, and maybe that's why it, you know, I'm going. That doesn't seem to be the record, you know. But anyway, a lot of people dislike people using observers like this, and I'm like, this is totally, although you may not like it, it is absolutely, the concept behind it is, you know, it must have took months. Everyone's a stickler. Yeah, everybody's got their own principles, huh? Their own principles. Okay. So yeah, I really was tempted to use this, to use this thing here because it wouldn't actually power anything if I was to put this block in there. Then I could have the piston just come directly down right here, and then we could just move this around a bit. But I think it's fine the way that it is. I mean, the button comes out here. Technically, if I was to do yeah, I mean, I actually think, what is it? The observer is the thing that's cool about the observer is like I don't think that glowstone you can put a button on it. I don't think you can put a button. Oh, you can. So you could technically use glowstone. So if this works with glowstone, I could technically use it to get the power to go directly down from the back. So it should still work. Yeah, it works under the same concept of if you power it from here. It only does it with pistons, though. That's the thing you gotta realize. So, I actually wanted to have a too high button, but yeah, if I really wanted to, I could technically make it here, and it would only update the piston below it. So I could have my button right here if I wanted to, but it would have to be glowstone. You know? So it would have to be like this, basically. It would have to be like that, and it wouldn't update around it, but it would update the piston below it. I don't know if that would look nice or not, honestly. Because, I mean, you're going to see circuitry, so... Anyway. Let's go ahead and just hit the roof here, and then come back down. So, yeah. Yeah, I think that it's best like this. Yeah. Because I think somebody would want to cover this up. I don't think people are going to want to come up to this. I think that the first thing somebody's going to want to do if they get this elevator, they're going to, if they make it, they're going to want to like basically cover this stuff, right? There's a couple ways you could design it. You could kind of bring this off to the side, and so on, and just do the same stuff, right? Block the entranceways like this. Because I figure, if you're gonna, this is probably all that you're gonna see in the elevator. You're just gonna see a wall, I mean, that's what people will probably do, and then you'll see your button. So it's gonna look like that, basically. And of course this will be, of course you would design it however you wanted to, but and I would say because it's an elevator, you would probably want to make the elevator shaft look, I'd say look not wood, not anything like that. You'd probably want to make it, oh yeah, I want those there. Like you could put cobblestone walls here, like have them sit right on top of the pistons, but I think I think that this made a huge difference. I mean, we got rid of that entire circuit on the side right there, that piece, that red piece. I don't like the fact that we lost some timings, but it definitely works. And then this is not even necessary anymore. It really isn't. I kind of wish we could get some more delay in here, and then we don't need this block anymore. Yeah, because it's not even being powered. Yeah, something that could be done would be to yeah, I'm pretty sure if I put a repeater here, I could actually still power it if I really wanted to. I'm actually gonna see, is this going to update anything? It shouldn't, because this is going to power on top anyway, which is going to cause an update. But this should still, because you kind of want that to be powered off. But because we have the doors, you don't even see any of the animation. That was weird. Yeah, that door closing is very strange. I'm going to have to look at that. Yeah, we have the exact opposite. Whoa, okay. I think it did update it. Let's actually check that. Yeah. Okay, it stood on that time. Yeah, this updates the shit out of it, though. It shouldn't, though. I'll just say that it shouldn't. We could technically, I mean, if we don't need it, we don't need it, but... Yeah, if we don't need it, we don't need it. It was working great before. Let's check it again. Let's see. So, instant extension. Comes up, stays up. Door opens. You hit that. Jump in, go down. Yeah, that did not work. What stopped it? Oh, this... Oh, wow. What the hell? What? Oh, did I get rid of that block? I did. Wow. You know what? It did work. Let's try this again. Yeah, let's go ahead and do... I'm going to actually use redstone. Why not? Let's use redstone. And, I mean, it's going to update this whole area anyway, but I'm pretty sure that we can still power that. It shouldn't cause any issues here. You have to actually put power directly on top of one of these to reset it. So this should work. And, I mean, although it's more stuff... Yeah, that's all it was. I just broke that block off. Instant extension. Comes up, stays up. Door opens. Hit the button. You go ahead and jump in. Takes you down, stays down. But the elevator door did seem to be on a wicked delay opening. So what is causing this delay is the question. Okay, so on the bottom doors, when you go up, the doors close nice. On the way down, this door opens up a hell of a lot faster. Which makes me think... makes me think we could probably get the power from somewhere else. This is where we were getting our power from, but it doesn't seem to be doing the right job now. We could try this. Yeah, if we did this though, it would power it incorrectly, and then we get power from there. Is chunk delay still a thing? I don't think so. Even if it is, I mean, I've seen that even in the Java edition that I've had things break that shouldn't have, and basically it was a height thing. So I think that those bugs you're gonna have to deal with regardless. So if you're trying to build one of these and it's not working, you might have to rip it up and try it in a different location. I don't even think you can detect it anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. I don't think it works anymore. It didn't work on PC ever. On PC, you always got the same results, but on... oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. You gotta... It looks right to me. You'd have to test it on the other edition, but we should see a 1 ticks delay difference, but I'm not seeing a difference. And I know that that crosses a chunk at some point, and I'm not seeing any discolorations. Yeah, you can see that that's clean all the way across. Obviously, we're going to get a different... There should be a 1 ticks delay between here and there, but it has nothing to do with the chunk. Anyway. I would say that it's probably still a thing on console, but as far as I know, I don't even know who's working on the Windows 10 version. I hope that it's not 4J. Does anybody know what happened to 4J? Did they just get fired or what? "4J Studios, do they still do their thing?" Okay, so I gotta figure out why the hell this door opening's not working properly. I mean, it's not only wrong, it's extremely wrong. What the hell is this doing here? Yeah, that doesn't need to be there anymore. I got a full delay on that. No delay on this. And we can technically do this now. Yeah, that's always cleaner. So we got 4 delay there. So I need to find a new place. I don't know, but Bedrock is a mess, and Switch is usually a week or two behind Xbox, MC, PE, and Windows. Yeah, I could actually run Windows, and we could do a test on it if you really want to. I could run the Windows edition. I'm getting ready to rent for free the trial realm, so I can transfer my three Xbox One maps over to my Xbox One. I tried using a converting tool, but it's just shit. The tragedy is that Redstone is so much smoother on the Switch. Oh yeah? That's crazy. Well, Xbox One's out of date. Technically, the Switch is probably more powerful now than the Xbox ever was. And the problem with the Xbox One is that it's not a dedicated gaming machine. And that's the problem, is that, like I said to them, they needed to go and talk to like Intel or AMD and have them make them a specific processor to their specifications and give it the ability to upgrade the graphics card, maybe even allow you to get an aftermarket graphics card. You know, and that way, in the future, if you go, you know what, I want to have I want to have better graphics, you could just slide in a new one. Click. You know, seriously. They snap into a computer. I can open up the side of my case. It actually has a latch, like a hood on a car. You just open it, and then you basically turn the power off of the computer, and then there's a little button. You push it, and the graphics card will come out with 2 screws. And then you snap it in, and literally you put it in, it makes a snapping noise, snap, and then it's ready to go. You can hit the power, put the screws in, and it'll run. And I was saying that you know, that's what they needed to do. We can all dream of of modular consoles. I say just get a PC. You could make one for $600 that will smoke any console. You know, seriously, you'll smoke any of them. I'll just say that the biggest thing with Xbox and all of those, that they're optimized. They still haven't really optimized this game very well. Like, I'm having to run no VSync, you know, and it's because of the way it loads. And that's why we used to have it. Motorola tried to make a modular phone and failed terribly. You talking about when you say modular, for me, a modular means you can stack one on top of each other, you know, and kind of get them to work together. When I say like make one adjustable, true PC Master Race, I love my Nintendo IP. I'm not actually like I said, I loved console, and then I realized that the redstone was broken on Minecraft, and I had spent Jesus. I'm gonna tell you. Do you know how many things I made that would have worked if I would have known that there was redstone lock? We're talking like thousands of hours spent in this game, fixing shit and timing shit because it was broken because I had it over a chunk. And then I'd build it in another location and I'd have to retime it, and I couldn't figure out why for the life of me. Then when I discovered it, it just killed me. I just went, you know what? How can I play on a console that's broken? You know, how can I play a game that doesn't work properly? Minecraft has always had bugs, but I mean, we're talking little bugs, not major ones. You know, if they're major, they fix them. Forge will make you wait a month. Like, they gave us dispensers that could dispense water, but all it did was it basically acted like a dropper. It would just throw the item out of the dispenser, so it wouldn't actually dispense water. So we had to wait a whole month. Then we got it, and it required a specific timing. Otherwise, it would click the water and then it would click the bucket out. And then they fixed it almost, I think it was 6 months later, which means, you know, CMB waterfall. I literally just decided to use a piston to cut the water off because it was that bad. I have friends that made doors that were like, you know, 20 by 20 doors on here, and as soon as it updated, they couldn't actually do anything with it anymore. Okay, so yeah, we do get a little bit of delay on the instant extension, but there's a real bad one when you come down. Yeah, you see that? This one opens up way before. So maybe what I need to do is maybe I need to get the power from down here. Like maybe I need to get the power to come from here, let's just say. I mean, I could still connect that up later, but maybe I need to get the power from the bottom. And that would power that, so I would have to have a repeater here. But let's see. So if I was to do this, it should make it slightly faster. Let's see here. Okay, let's open it. This is always going to be the smoothest part of the doors, is when you use that pink circuit. That's why I added it in. So instant extension. The door's still delayed like crazy. Yeah, why is this one opening so much faster? If I have to put a repeater here, this isn't going to work. To fix it, to try and fix it. I don't think this is going to make one bit of a difference here. We might as well keep our stuff the way that it is, right? Oops. Okay, so yeah, having that there isn't helping one bit. We're gonna have to find another way to power this. I'm gonna say I think I have a way to power it. It's only this bottom door. The top's sweet, but what we could do is we could actually stop powering it from the actual elevator. I can take this and put it here. Go like that, and then have it go back. That's not going to work. Okay, so I would have to do this. So let me see. So this needs to be on all the time. So yeah, that's not going to work. It's okay. I'll find another way to power this. I could technically use like this location and do something like that. Yeah, I could do that location and do something like that. It should work. It should work okay. So let's check it. So we call it up. It depowers. Then when the doors open, that goes off. And then when we send it down, yeah. So the doors aren't even closing now, and it's because we don't have them hooked up. So I would actually need to send a signal from everything. So, and I need to connect it to this thing. So if I hit the button here and then the elevator goes down, I need to get a signal to this location right here from under the elevator. So it should be the last thing that goes off. So in all reality, I mean, right, it's always being powered by that. So I could just try this for right now. Could try this. Let's see, just have that hooked up. Just want to see what happens. So this would always keep it on the on position. And so let me just put this here for now. Let's go ahead and put this back. All right. So when you go up, it ain't gonna matter. It's just gonna do the normal thing, right? Okay. So why did that turn off? Okay. So this needs to be inverted then. Technically, we would want our signal coming from this torch. Yeah. So if I did this, it's going to get double powered by that torch and this torch, so we couldn't do that. So where else could I get the power from? Because when this gets down to the bottom, we want these doors closed. Like right now, we have this is basically working in a way where, yeah. So this is what we'd want to do, switch it to this way. So I would need to invert it, so it would stay open and then it should close. Yeah, we could actually do something like this. Looking at a new note block sound in 114 glowstone, packed ice, and soul sand might sound more elevatory. I could try it. Yeah, let me actually, so I can remember that. Soul sand, right? Soul sand. And what did you say? Glowstone? I'll have to, I'll basically do this. And then that. Okay, and just as a reminder, that way I can remember what you're telling me. Okay, I'm going to use the green to let me know. That one sounds way better. bunch of them soundings. I don't know. Check out the wiki. This one does sound better than this. I mean, listen to this. Now listen to this one. It's like bink, bink. I mean, what, I got somebody playing with a guitar? There's nobody with a guitar around here. This definitely sounds more my tune, I'll just say. Seriously. Let's hear this, watch, so. Yeah, that sounds way better, dude. That's a really good idea there, Sash McFlash. This did not go off because it's not hooked up. Damn it. But it would have sounded cool. Okay. So we have two options here, which is to always have the elevator doors closed, which does make sense to me. Seriously. So you hit the door, the button, and you have to wait, and then the elevator takes off before you. So that's not going to work. We got to have the doors open first thing. So how do I get a signal off of this and travel it fast to these doors? Yeah, man, that's real good, dude. If you listen to that, it just sounds so much better. Seriously, you know, got to give you some props with that one. This one, it sounds like a drum. That one sounds like an elevator. It does. It sounds like an elevator. I've actually heard one that sounded like that. So that's real good, man. Seriously. I'll switch them all out to that, honestly. I'll use that from now on. That's a unique sound right there. Okay, so I just need to figure out how to power these and get the same power. I mean, that does need to be isolated. Otherwise, it'll never, it just updates it. So I want to get the power to this. So, I mean, I could just temporarily, just for the hell of it, how come that's not working? I'll have to do it like that, huh? I'm trapped! This might actually work because the red circuit. So the problem is it's in the up position. So okay. So I need to just fix it. So it's always going to be off right now. Whoa, we closed it. Okay, so when it's down, we want it up. So we could just do. This would actually probably work better and be simpler, and we could probably, it does have to stay that, but we could get some timings out of it. So while it's down, that happens. So we hit the button. The first thing that's going to happen is those doors should close, and it did not. Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, send it down. They did immediately open, and they were in sync, so that's good. They just don't close. We want them to close. So what's happening is this is being completely taken out of the loop because we're not getting a second power source. So that's our only problem right now, is that we need to basically still get this with a separate power. So I could say that I could use the same power as this, or try to. The problem is that it's gonna Yeah, so basically, now that I have this the way that I have it, it needs to be like this, though. It needs to be like this. So it needs to always be off. And so, yeah, this would be... So then we'd need to get our power from a different location. So... let me just see something here, because I don't want to take power from somewhere. So the thing is, if I'm using this on the always off position, then I would have to somehow send power. Okay, so that's getting confusing as shit. So I couldn't use this anymore. If I always have it on the powered position, this basically works in reverse. So it keeps it closed for a certain amount of time, which is good, right? And then opens up later, which is what we want. I was originally getting the power from there, which we can no longer do. I cannot get power from there because we'll get power from two different sources. Then this ends up being inverted, so we can't do that. This is the only place we can really get our power from, but it's such a bad location because of where it's at. So I have to find another, I'll say another source. Seriously, we have to find another way to do it. I want to reuse this. I do. I really want to reuse this, but it seemed like the only way we could have it was to basically have it not powering like that, which gives us the opposite of what we want, which would mean that this is not going to suit our purpose because it was designed a different way. It was designed this way. So originally I was getting my power from here, but it's it's so much faster. Maybe I could try what I have up there. Like maybe I could try to use like a redstone block. I'll just give it a shot. So this might give us the opposite of what we're looking for, but yeah, it's just on the way down when it opens those doors up. They're so out of sync. Oh wait, why did this one open? Oh, it's because I didn't. Yeah, I want to actually match it to that because that has to be like that. So I just want to get the door opening to be in sync with that other one. Okay, so maybe I could get the power from here. It would have to be not inverted. So this would be before all this delay. So it would give us 1 tick's difference, but that's not going to be enough. So I think, I really do think this is probably the only place we could get the power from. Just for now. I mean, obviously this is going to cause problems, but I do want to see if how these doors close. Yeah, still super fast in comparison. Yeah, this one opens up way too quick. So how can I get it to open up slower? The only thing I could do is power it from a lower position. I could technically do this, I think. I could do this. So right now it should be being powered by a redstone torch. So it should be like this. And then we would want that there. And then this has to be there, so like that maybe? That will make it slower to open, but now it's inverted improperly, so shite. Okay. We want it to be open right now, right? Open, so... yeah, that sucks. Okay, It would have to be here. And I just need to get power off of this torch to it without updating that, which is going to be impossible. Yeah, that's not going to work. And then that would connect. That is another possibility. I was just thinking that I could take the power off of this blue circuit because it's just going straight in there. It is on a delay. I mean, we could get rid of that delay. We could make it 2 ticks or even none if we wanted to, and then I could basically just say screw this torch thing. We could put 2 more repeaters there. So that's 4 ticks of delay. That's going to be horrible, but you know, maybe it'll work out. Let's see. So basically we're getting power to that side, and it should be faster to open. It's a little bit better. It's a little bit better. We're getting it from the same source. That's the part where I'm going, but it's on a 2 ticks delay. So let's add 2 ticks to it. So it should be the exact same source. So this is probably going to solve our problem here. We should get a nice smooth opening. That's actually because of the pink circuit though. So let's call it up to us and see how it closes. Is it okay, so it's 4 ticks delay because of the repeater, so that should fix our thing. We could add some more time, obviously. And then this is going to want to be a... Yeah, I can change these note blocks whenever, but also make it look a little better. That'll actually fix it. There we go. So let's see here. We don't want to hit the bottom button because it's nice and in sync. Yeah, I was going to use the... Are you talking about this observer? Like, why is it there? Or yeah, we just fixed it. Yeah, we fixed it. See what if it opens up at the same time on the way down, then it's good. Now I would like to have it delayed some. So I'm thinking of coming in here, and we're going to go ahead and keep this on the 2 delay. We could even go 4. I want to see what 8 looks like. So basically, the doors won't even close when you get into the elevator. Yeah, when you get out, it should be really delayed. I'll show you. So the elevator should go all the way down, and then the doors will open up on a delay, which is actually what we want. So let's see, how much of a delay is it on the way down? So you come down. Yeah, what I want it to be super delayed. Seriously, I want it to be like, because we got 4 here. We got 4 here. Can I add another repeater onto this? I mean, I could add another repeater here. So we could get 8 delay. Which means I could do this. I could just basically... So that would be 6, and that would be 8. Yeah. So 6, 7, and 8. Let's check it. That actually might be perfect. Might be a silly question, but is entangling or wait a minute, entangability in option in Java Creative seems like you should be able to move through blocks at this point. Yeah, you can actually... Are you talking about spectator mode? Is that what you're talking about? Might be a silly question, but is intangibility... I mean, if... are you saying invisibility? Because I can't actually. I think your phone or whatever. Yeah, it didn't. The word didn't make sense. But if you mean invisibility, just say yes. Okay, so we take it down. We go all the way down, and then it opens. Can you build can you build inspect? No, you know it'd be nice if you could. Look, you can't touch anything. See, spectator. I mean, you can see. You can be like, oh, let's check the timings on this. As you can see right here, this is where the dump happened. You know, the evidence of everything says right here is where your problem is. It's nice that you can just hit. Something cool you can do too is you can hit. Oops, I didn't want to do a screenshot. You can hit. This shows hitboxes of mobs. So, for instance, it shows my hitbox, and you can't see where I'm looking, but you can see where the mob is looking. So, so it's F3 and B, and then I think is it F3 and C? Copy to clipboard. Let's see. You can do F3 and is it F3 and R, F3 and W. No, F3 and E. No. Somebody said, I think maybe it's F3 and N. No, F3 and N is what gets you into creative. What was it? Was it F3 and R? F3 and H? F3 and H? Advanced tooltips shown. Hidden. Yeah, I don't know. I think, yeah. I think that's for crafting. So F3 and M. No, that doesn't do shit. F3 and L. This is how it opens up World Edit. This gives you all the commands for World Edit. What? That's cool. F3 and O. F3 and pause or lost focus disability. Oh, that's cool. That's crazy. Okay, yeah. All right. So we have solved our problem. Also, make major chords from your note blocks. Add 2 note blocks just to each one that you have set them to 4 ticks and 7 ticks above the one you connected them to. Yeah, you're talking about like making a G, or yeah, I that was the one thing that's always confused me was the spectrum of notes. If you ask me, they should have a note block that's basically does the basic chords. That way you could play music like, you know, like you could do like Stand By Me music relatively easy, you know, or boom 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 boom, you know, stuff like that, real simple. Yeah, if you're saying major chords, are you saying like you add another note block on it like this? It makes it deeper. I don't think that works actually. Or does it? Does it change the sound of it? Let me actually look at what you're saying. Also make a major chord. You add note blocks, or your note blocks add 2 note blocks next to each one. So you're talking like this, right? So add or underneath, like that. I think I'm doing it wrong. I think you add them to the side. Yeah, I think maybe like that. And then you could do different notes. So right now we have the exact same sound, but you could change the sound by adding different blocks, right? So we could try, let's try like, let's see here. Now add another on the other side. Okay. So I wonder, should I keep it, so 1 4 tick and, oh, I gotcha. So you're saying do 4, like go 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, like that. Yeah, that's trippy. Major chord. I gotcha. Yeah, it does sound like you're doing a major. That's cool. Yeah, I'll keep that. I'll keep that there so I can remember. All right, so I think we got everything sorted out. This will be a really rough tutorial, honestly. Yeah, this would be a rough-ass tutorial. I think though, I think that the only part that's going to be messed up is, you know, that part right there. Yeah. So because I put so much delay on this bottom circuit here, it needs to be, actually I think we want to keep it on 2. It shouldn't make a difference because all our timings are after the door, so as long as they open up simultaneously, whenever you're on the bottom, the doors are going to get the perfect timing because of this circuit. But on the way down when they open, we want them to be delayed, right? Like that one, right? Yeah, we got a little bit of a pause there. It was like, got a little bit of a pause. That was weird. Yeah, what caused the pause? That shouldn't have actually happened. There's nothing hooked up to it. Yeah, that's strange. Why would it pause on the way down? It shouldn't have paused. Like this circuit right here actually just literally froze in place. It's not this, it's not this, it's not this. Yeah, none of this stuff's updating anything. Weird. That is very weird. Let's check it again. Did you see that pause? It paused right here. That's very strange. Yeah, and because I did that timing now... Oh, wait a minute. I don't need to do that. Spectator mode. I always forget about that. So those timings are wrong. So we need to basically... Yeah, it has to be 3 back here, but why would there be a pause in it? All of this shit's the same. So you're traveling on the way down, and then there's a huge pause in the circuit. Is it possible this is updating something? I don't think so. Yeah, it's just torches. They're not going to interfere with each other. And then this isn't going to update that. It's like something's not timed right here. Okay, let me check it again. Okay, so we hit it down. Yeah, those pistons were stuck up there. This one dropped. It's supposed to drop fast. But these two right here were like... What the hell? Let's see what we got. What kind of mess is going on here. I'm not seeing any differences on any of this stuff. Everything's hooked the same. I will say that I'm not using the same circuit here underneath. So I don't have, for instance, I'm not using this purple circuit is not being powered. You don't really need it though, because we're just using this. So that has nothing to do with it. But right here, we're getting some crappy timings from here. What the hell causes it to freeze up like that? Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Yeah, all this is the same, yet we're getting a point where it just freezes up. Let's see here. What could cause that? Yeah, it's like it's being controlled by this. And I mean, they're not connected. They're side by side. So why the hell would it do that? I honestly just replaced blocks with slabs, and eventually a bud disables. I'm sure Java is well, yeah. Well, this isn't actually a bud, unfortunately. That's the biggest problem. Is this is like we could technically, if we wanted to see what it was, we could just disable this circuit, and I wouldn't have to do any half slabs. But you'll see here that when we go down, it will just stop there, and that's what it's acting like. It's acting like it's not getting. So you should see, like right here, these two pistons should see that. Yeah, because it can't travel down. So let's try it without that bottom one. Paused again. Let's try it like this. Yeah, that's what it's acting. It's acting like it's not getting its power. These disable the system automatically. So these disable the repeaters. So this one forces this one to go off. and so on. So the only piston that shouldn't actually be behaving the way that we have it would be this bottom one, because it's actually being powered, you know, straight through. And this repeater is only there for the yellow circuit. So yeah, it's not a block update. I'll tell you that right now. It's not a block update. It could be this, the way that I have it set up. Yeah, it could be that red circuit. Let's see here. So we know it's not anything. Yeah, we know it's not this stuff. It's literally the circuit. Or I mean, it could also be, it could be something else, honestly, but all of the repeaters should be the same. Let me actually check something real quick. Yeah, there's nothing supposed to be there. Is this back powering some way? No, it's not back powering. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I thought for a second that it was this holding it, or maybe even this holding the elevator from going down, but it's actually not. It's literally just going down and then going, no. Hopefully it's not a dual-purpose piece of redstone. I don't think so. To me, it's acting like it's not hooked up correctly. Look, there, it's fixed. So these change that. What the hell? I think you're right about it. It was an update. As soon as I put those repeaters there, now it's fixed. So let's see which one it is that's causing us the problem, because I want to see what could it possibly be updating. Ooh, we took fall damage there. Okay, I'm gonna have to add some more. Let's try actually, yeah, 4 ticks is the best. I would have took fall damage because I saw underneath my feet smoke, or, you know, like particles. Still took fall damage. Fall damage. So now it's basically ejecting me too fast. So I'm curious. Let's go ahead and do this. Look, I'm gonna go ahead and do these ones, and we're just gonna have that one there. And that top one doesn't even work, so I don't even need to have any redstone on it. Okay. So let's see. I think it's that one. That one, it was causing some sort of update. Very weird. Let's see. I mean, it could just be like I just need this here because maybe it's causing the T flip-flop to bud update or something, keeping it in there. I don't know. Let's see. Didn't pause there. This is not up though. It needs to be up way fat. Or yeah, it's not staying up, which tells me I'm getting the power from the wrong location. I have to get the power from here. Technically, we could get 2 different timings here. Okay, so this is powering through there directly. Yeah, this actually should be, I mean, this should be because it's attached to the T flip-flop and not to the red circuit, we're not getting the same power. So technically, if we have a torch right there, we would need to isolate. I would need to get the power from another location, because what's happening is what we need is we need two different timings here. We need a one that's really delayed, and then we need one that's not really delayed. So we need two circuits being powered. So what's happening is when we hit the thing, it comes down and then this shuts off first while the elevator is still traveling down. So there's a huge delay on it. So the only thing I could do is either add delay to it on the other side of the circuit, or put some sort of pulse extender on here, which would then affect that. So we don't want that. We want to, yeah, because we aren't getting power from this. There's no torch on that side we're getting power from, so we're getting power directly from here. Yeah. So it has to be like that, but on the way down, we need to get the power from this purple circuit. Yeah, we need to get it from this purple circuit somehow, so we can get two different timings. Because that's what's causing the fall damage, is that it's retracting, and then this has already been retracted. So just to show you, you can see it here. You come down, and then it retracts. So if you're on the piston, you fall one block when it should actually still be up. It should be the last thing to withdraw. So I could where can we get actual, so when we're traveling down, I could take the power from here, but there's no way to get it through with how we have it hooked up. So I actually think it's crazy that this is the location that's causing us that delay. You see that? This one area is actually causing delay somehow. How the hell could it be causing delay? Is that repeater correct? Yeah, that shouldn't make one bit of difference except for timing. You know, there's a timing difference there. Technically, I think if I was to just add, well, we want to keep this the same. I think this is I think it's because of where it's located bug. Seriously, that's what I think it is. I think it's just because of where it's located. Yeah, something else too would be that technically this should be a repeater, because this would be 2 ticks and then this would be 2 ticks and then it would go in. So I would technically want to have that on 2 ticks of delay. Let me try that. Let's see what happens if we do that. Yeah, that piston was up hell of longer. Yeah, it drops down. So that's crazy. I mean, it's not crazy because it's supposed to do that. We want it to be faster, but you shouldn't be taking fall damage on there. Yeah, it's up real quick. Okay, I'm not even in survival, damn it. I said I did it, but I didn't hit I hit enter, not hit survival. That was real funny. Okay, so well, I didn't take fall damage, so I mean, ouch, that hurt. Still no fall damage. So why was I taking fall damage to begin with? It's got to be this little repeater here. I mean, that had to be the problem the whole time, is that because this green circuit was not complete, so we weren't getting the proper timings. We do want this to shut off relatively fast, but we now are running into a problem where we're having not enough delay. So we just tried adding 2 more ticks to see how this works. Okay, so yeah, look at how quick that comes up. Weird. Yeah. Maybe you weren't centered and took fall damage. Well, the thing is, the pistons go down at the exact same speed. So, I mean, I'm going to try that real quick. I do know that there's a slight difference between them. It's basically 1 tick's difference, but so if we're on this side does go down at 1 tick less, but you can see I still didn't take fall damage. I think it's just this repeater needed to be here to correct the timing. And without it, basically, it was turning off. It was turning off so fast that it was actually causing a delay, because it was beating. It was beating this one. So this one would turn off, and then 2 ticks later it would turn this off. But it should actually be 4 ticks later, and that's what we have now. So that should fix it. So now we have this messed up timing here, where when the elevator starts, it's got to go 4 ticks up, and now we have 8 ticks of delay. I have a feeling it's 1 tick less, but oh, you know what else? I should probably put these back in. Let's see here. What can we get rid of here? We do not need glowstone, no block, sticky pistons. Don't really need white. I do want to keep the slime blocks. I don't need glass on me. It's all over the place. Sand blocks, birch. I do want to keep the wool just in case I want to create a new circuit. Yellow wool, gold. Okay, button, lever. Yeah, okay, we're good. Alright, let's try this again here. It's still delayed up. It's fine though. Honestly, it's completely fine. Yeah, that's actually nice. It's a nice ride, and the door pops open way after, so that's decent. I like it. I wish. I think we need a little bit more delay on this thing, but I mean that works fine. Yeah, it works fine. Yeah, now that we've fixed it, it's fine. I can also add a little bit of if I got rid of this half slab and I went to do this, and we put the half slab down down here, and I did that, and we were to get the power off of this circuit, it would make a weird noise on that. Well, we can't do that. It's okay. I was gonna say that would also give us another timing, give us another fix on our timing. If we got the power from this repeater. Problem is we have that half slab there, so getting the power from that would be actually Well, actually, other than it powering itself there, I mean, I could do this. Could do that. And then I could, okay, let me see here. Yeah, the power has to be like that. And this has to be there. So wool slabs would be pretty handy. Well, the only thing about wool, honestly, is that it does catch fire. It might look great, but if somebody just walked by your map and just went, woof, this thing would be gone. It's gone. So honestly, to be honest, I should have been like everybody else, and everybody switched over to using the clay. You know, clay. Where is it? Clay. Is it on this one? Everybody switched to, I mean, I could use this stuff, these shocker boxes. There's all kinds of stuff we could use. Well, shocker boxes are different, but I could be like, use the black glazed terracotta. But you get the point, right? You could use those circuits. Um, I don't even know where the hell they are. It's got to be under this, right? Let's see. Wool, and then there they are. I just don't like them because they're not quite as bright. That was my whole thing. Because I could make it with these, and they would technically have more strength to them, but or concrete. Yeah, you know what? Concrete would probably be a good way to go too. It's super strong. I think since we're talking about this, I think I'm actually gonna do that. I think we're gonna. Wait a minute, that's wool, isn't it? I don't want wool. I want concrete. So I already grabbed red. So I'm gonna get black concrete, blue concrete, purple concrete, cyan concrete, pink concrete, lime, yellow, blue, and orange. Okay, so go ahead and I'm just going to take and delete all these, and I'm going to start building with the concrete. I think it's better and it's stronger, but I will say it's super expensive in comparison to the wool. But I think that it looks better, and it would add to the way I build. I will say one of the other things that's really difficult about it is that you cannot tell by looking at it, like wool, when it's next to each other, it's the same. So, I mean, it should be fine. I think that this is way better, honestly. I think that's a good idea using the concrete. I actually forgot that they added it in. And it should have a hell of a better blast resistant. What kind of relearning? We're kind of relearning this game together, I think. Yeah, I think you're right. Definitely. Have watched you, or haven't watched you in 5 years. I appreciate you coming by. Is it Resistor 12 Yeah, we are basically making different elevators now with different technology. I'm still using my same old circuit for this one, but obviously we're using some just easier and simpler methods to get better timings. We have doors on it now, so it's pretty nice. I think I just figured this one out, and then Sash McFlash was telling me about this, which sounds like a G chord, or it sounds like I think it's a, what did you say it was? It was a major chord. That's right, major chord. So, yeah, but yeah, it was actually his idea because he does note blocks. It was his idea to do this. So I actually now want to rebuild everything with this concrete. Seriously. I have MC Edit. I know it's possible for me to just change specific blocks to different blocks. Like I could replace, but you can replace like only this wool with a different colored wool. But I would say that it would be much easier just to rebuild it. Like I could start here and switch over to concrete which does look a hell of a lot cleaner. And it's stronger. I really do like it. I think it's definitely cool. Yeah, definitely cool. Did I grab white concrete, or do they have white concrete? Let's see, white concrete. Did I just not grab it? Wait a minute, where the hell is the concrete? Is it over here? These are shockers. This is not it. It's on this one. Clay. Oh, there it is. Why the hell is... Oh, these are powdered colors. Oh, okay. I could technically make it still look like wool, kinda. I like the solid colors, though. So we're going to go ahead and grab some white concrete. Some of the better building materials. It looks a little cleaner, too. I will say that when it comes to some of my mods, though, it's not going to be too decent. Some of the mods I use, it will not be so hot. Why is that even there? It doesn't need to be there. Okay, so redstone like that. There we go. I like it. Yeah, I think it's decent. Seriously, I think it's a decent. Yeah, I think it looks good. Concrete, there's something for you and your son to farm. Once you start redstoning in your world survival. Yeah, you know what's crazy? So I want to show you this. So I'm not going to stream for much longer, but I am going to go ahead and replace this elevator with concrete. It won't be that hard. Honestly, it's not going to be that hard, but I do want to start using concrete from now on. I just think it will make me different. I haven't seen anybody using it, and it won't burn up. You know, it's not going to just be like woof, and it's got the same color. You can't even tell. So this is something that I learned the hard way, and that is, so I'm watching this tutorial, and I found. Let me go ahead and save and quit here. So I'm watching this tutorial. And the guy's like, oh, hey, do you want, an iron golem farm? So I basically expanded on his design and made it bigger. And so this thing gets like 6 an hour. Now it has 3 things that weren't mentioned in the tutorial, which is 1, you cannot get a zombie into one of these. I mean, unless it's a rare chance. And I'll show you, because we were sitting there in survival, right? And I'm just going to show you this. Such a joke. Seriously, I couldn't believe it. The guy's like, oh yeah, just run some mine carts and then let it break, and then the zombie will fall in there and you can just cover him up. Which tells me the guy's never done this in survival ever, because, and I'm going to tell you, like, now that I know, I went back and disliked his video. So this is how I did it originally. I basically covered up these areas here with whatever material I had, and I made I basically tricked a zombie into going in here, right? I tricked a zombie into going in here, and of course my villagers are right here, so you can't have that there or the villager will jump onto it, so it's really difficult. So then I went ahead and I took some signs, right? So I took some signs, and so let's see here. We got from this we got, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And so I just basically made a huge platform and shipped it all the way over, and just to find out that zombies will not go into those. Yeah. So one of the biggest problems with it is let's see, water. So this is what the plan was. You get him to jump in here, and then he will go and fall into that, right? And so, yeah. So I grab a zombie, and then we go ahead and place him there, right? And I'll go ahead and put some half slabs on top of him. Now look, did you see him go down there? He would not do it last night. But look, that's how he's going to be. So, okay, so I go, okay, let's put him here, right? I cover off the water. And so you got to sit there, and you got to have a half slab on top of him, right? So I'm sitting there, and I'm going, okay, how do we get him to step into it? So I do this, and I'm like, I hit him a couple times. I'm like, okay, if I pop him, he's just going to fall in there, right? Nope. Nothing, right? Look, he will not go into it. Like, he's in the center, but he's not dropping into the... Yeah. Try a spider web. Yeah. Well, yeah, I could try a spider web. I mean, I did not try one, but I'm gonna tell you the guy was like, just use a minecart and let him fall into it. So, all right. So say like that. Let's grab a web. Yeah, it's not gonna help us though. I'll just say. Let me see here. I guess I could run it one back. Okay, so he should run out of there, right? So if I'm standing here, he should come to me, right? I mean, he could. I know that the sun's there. Let's see if we do this. So, all right. So now, let me go ahead and just get rid of him. Try it again. Okay, so I capture a zombie. We're going to put a web in there. I tried filling the cauldron, by the way. I tried filling the cauldron with water, everything to try and get this guy in there. I found the simple fix, honestly. I'm going to tell you right now that I tried to punch him. I tried to push him with my shield. I tried everything I could to get him to fall down inside of that thing. And he would not do it. He just stays on it. Right? He'll just stay on it. He'll just chill there. You could, like... Yeah, see how he is right there? Like, as soon as night comes, he's going to become more aggressive. So I tried, like, coming over here. You know, tried to get him. And then, of course, we could do this and see where he's looking, right? So we'll see where he's tracking to. And then, let's see, if I was in survival... So, so here I am sitting here, right? And I'm like, okay, I'll get next to him. I'll try and get him to come in. And so I'm like punching him. I'm letting him hit me. And nothing's happening, right? Check this out. So like, ah! Good thing they have those those new switches. So I said like this. I was like, okay, I quit. I'm not going to do this. You cannot have a block here. When you have the villagers there, you cannot have a block here. So what I went ahead and did was to fix it, and it does work. So what I went ahead and did was, instead of this whole design, I went ahead and took a half slab. And I put the half slab there. And then it doesn't matter, you could do glass or whatever, and you can see he drops right down into it, right? But now if the villagers were here, he would just come right in. So I found out this little secret. I'm pretty sure the iron would work too, but I went ahead and put glass like that, so he can't get out of there, okay? Then I went and took the half slab and waited for him, and then put a new one in. And now all I have to do is get rid of all of this, right? So it fixes it, right? And then you can dig away all of this and you can do it in survival. It's simple, right? But you have to have that, you have to have that there, right? So let me go ahead and put this back. So if we put a villager here, now the villager has to be, yeah, we don't want that there. So the idea is he can't walk through this glass, but let's try a villager real quick. Okay, so the villager's like, he needs to be like 1 block away from the dude. Right, so he has to be like that. Now you can see that this is blocking him, right? So I think I had it at the same height as it was over there. So if you look, he should be able to... I already built it in survival, but... So basically I just put the glass, the pane here, I put the pane on the bed like that. Okay, so I have this in the wrong position. So should be here. And then the bed would be... Is that right? Wait a minute. Yeah. Okay, so this would be in between. It doesn't connect to beds. So, wait a minute. Is this right? Let's see here. Okay, so the bed is at the same height as the half slab. So that's probably my first problem is... That's where the bed's going to be. So that's where the villager would be. So... It doesn't look like it, but he does see him. So if we were to get rid of this... It doesn't look like he sees him, huh? Yeah, it works. It works on my survival map, though. So I woke up early because I was pissed off about how it didn't work and that you can't get a guy into a cauldron without spawning him in there. So, yeah. So I took the same exact design and I just switched it over to having a piece of glass there, which we don't need on this world, but I'll show you guys it. So, Control, and then is it F, or Control, and then is it B? Yeah, hit marker box hidden. So let's put a villager. Technically the villager would be on a half slab, so let me go ahead and get rid of him again. We're gonna spawn him. Oh. So he should have eye contact now with him. So I don't know when he's gonna notice him. Let's go ahead and give him a workstation real quick. Let's see, a loom maybe. It's the easiest thing to craft. So we'll make him a loom. Okay, and he turns into a loom in full, right? So the loom would technically be like up here. Okay, so now he's a loom. And then, alright. So it doesn't look like he sees him, right? But he sees him. But this was my fix for it. Was you use a half slab to simulate that, and then you put this little glass, which still enables him to be able to see the villager. And then let me see, /time set, and we want day. Oh damn it! I do that every single time, I swear. I forget that you have to actually hit set using tab, and then day. So right during sundown is when they actually start doing the golems the most. So /. I also noticed something too. You cannot build this farm next to a village. If you have villagers to the side, they are going to, it's going to stop them from reducing as much. So let me go ahead and get rid of them. Okay, so yeah, I'll probably update this, but I already have a functioning version. It doesn't work quite as well as this one does, but it does work. So, what's up there, Mr. Butter Biscuits? I missed out. What does this contraption do? It farms iron golems. So this is me and my son's world, and so I sat there and I built a thing, and it goes all the way up over these trees. Seriously, went all the way up over these trees, and then just to find out, wow, this thing like regrew. Oh, here we go. I can get through here. So after tricking a zombie to get in there by building a pathway and getting 3 villagers, this thing should spawn, it should spawn, you know, iron golems. The problem is, yeah, the bamboo. Yeah, me and my son, we built this. But, so the biggest problem that you run into is, that because it's next to a village, and there are villagers here, it basically, I killed the golems first, right? I killed the golems. Where the hell are all the villagers? What, are they dead? It didn't seem like we have any more. The hell are they? Would they leave? Well, there's another problem. So we have no more villagers here, but we have 3 over here. What the hell? That is just strange. It's like our villagers just like left or something. That's crazy. Does this design in specifically for near a village? No, it is not, and I shouldn't have built it here. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you where I did build it. I rebuilt it this morning. Let me see. TP to 173 63 307. Okay, so this one I rebuilt, and I used the same method that I showed you guys, which is by putting that little piece of glass there. And you can see that the villagers are just straight up panicking, right? Straight panicking. Okay, so in the morning and in dusk, that's when this is the best time. But so far, if you hang out here for about 10 minutes, it's mainly during morning, afternoon, and night is when you get villagers. So I'm going to say that this doesn't really give you like tons of iron, but it can give you a couple stacks. So I built this morning. You guys can see that this thing's got quite a bit of iron going on in it. So it's pretty sweet. I don't know why it's not functioning right now at this moment, but yeah, so you basically you can get extra iron and you don't have to mine it. So that's basically the whole point. It'd be cool if you could farm and restock these zombies. Well, you know what's crazy is that you have to stick a name tag on these guys. You have to put a name tag on them. Otherwise they will despawn. So you can see that I put name tags on these guys. Now I will say that I did build this in creative, because I didn't want to have to build this whole thing and then find out it doesn't work like the other one. But we haven't seen any golems being made. Let me go ahead and see if I put time set, and we'll go night. Oh damn it, I did it again. Time set night. Once they fall asleep and they've worked once in a day, then you start getting the iron golems. But it's starting to look to me like all of a sudden this thing's not producing anything. Like ever since I left this morning. Maybe a mob farm over top. Yeah, it's something I'm going to build. I'm going to build the X grinder, which was my favorite mob farm, but me and my son will probably build that one. That thing's hella hard to build up in the sky. What about a zombie holding an item they used to not respond? Well, you can just put a name tag on them. Like I named him Zambi. I named all of them Zambi. So I'm not seeing any. I'm not seeing any. Not seeing any iron golems at all now. What the hell? Did I do something? The only thing I really did, honestly, was I put the glass here. I'm gonna see what happens if I get rid of one side and see if it increases the production. What I could tell is they just, were getting away from the zombies. So let's see, / time set day. And they should have slept and everything. So they should have already been producing. What the hell? This is crazy. Why are they not producing anymore? A dispenser shooting out wooden tools would keep them from respawning. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be less expensive than making name tags for sure. But this thing's not even working now. I mean, unless there's a villager that got away or something. Is there another villager over here? Nah. Yeah, this is the spawn. This is where me and my son spawned at. So I put it relatively close, but we're not seeing anything over here, huh? Yeah, I have a feeling what's actually... Oh, there we go. Okay, so by me putting that glass there, it definitely affected it. So there's one iron golem. Usually it does 6. It'll do 6 of them. And so they spawn down here and then they fall down into this, and then they get killed by the lava, and then you get the drops from it. Which, watch, this is kind of crazy. Yeah, so it'll just basically fall down and then the minecart picks it up and drops it off for us. But we should be getting a hell of a lot more than one. Yeah, this one's not producing as much as it was earlier. I don't know what the hell. Very weird. Yeah, that's the only one producing. Very strange. Very strange indeed. They're just staying away, which is why I put glass here. So let me see here. / time. Let's see, set. And then we'll go ahead and do, let's see, night. Oops, dang it. So yeah, there you go. So once they fall asleep, that's when they'll start producing them. Now, it's not every time, but I think I just needed to be more patient. And this, when I put these blocks here, it forces that zombie, forces this villager to basically stay in that position, and then it caused it to be. It makes it so he can't get out of there, and then it forces him to look at the zombie. Yeah, so I was getting a hell of a lot more iron golems this way. Yeah, I was getting like 6 at a time. Yeah, 6 at a time. Doesn't seem like it's doing it now, though. Yeah, when they're panicking like that, it's fine. And then usually you get those things up above them, but... So even if it's 4 at a time... Even if it's 4 at a time, you're still getting, you know, quite a bit. And it also occasionally kills up, I'll say, gets zombie flesh as well. There's 2 more. So this thing's not like the best one I've ever seen, but it's definitely going to give us like 500, you know, a stream or something like that. Or maybe a couple stacks, which is great. That means we can do as much iron as we want to. I was actually able to use it to make these tracks, you know, relatively easy. So I see a cluster of tube movies, zombies from a spawner next to each village pod. Tripwire gives them a weapon, a timer to drop and refresh the zombies. Sounds more complicated than the name tag, but yeah, I'll take that into account. Next time I make one of these, I'll definitely do that. Seriously, I'll definitely do that because this was actually quite a pain. But you guys can see that if you just hang out here for a little bit, it'll start producing. You just kind of got to go AFK, you know? It seems to me like it works better when you're up top. But let me go ahead and do // I need to teleport back to where I was so my son can find me when I start again. So I'm back at 304. And I'll go ahead and do 80. And then 720, and it's actually minus, so I should have done that first. Okay. Yeah, so me and my son are going to build a slime chunk now. You can actually see that I found 2 areas using the slime chunk finder. So there's 2 there, and so we're probably going to just dig off the entire area all the way down the bedrock. We need the material anyway, and then we're going to do the same here. And then I'm going to build that mob farm. Okay, let me go ahead and game mode, survival. Okay. Alright. So yeah, that's not going to work. And also, it looks like we lost all of our villagers. There's not one single villager that I could see. It's like they all died or left. I know I didn't take them all. So I think that maybe what happened was when I put them out there, that maybe something happened over here. I did see some villagers go out and they got trapped. You know? They got trapped outside. I was like, it doesn't matter. Whoa, holy smokes. Yeah. I have the high ground, fool. The high ground, bitch. Take him into my little sneak attack here. Little bastards. Didn't expect to be engaged in some epic zombie battle here. Okay, high ground again. Damn, there's a hell of a lot of zombies. Maybe that's what happened to the villagers, huh? Yeah, we don't have any golems. I teleported back to uh, to that iron golem farm, which we're probably gonna move, honestly. Since this one doesn't work, I don't see a reason to stay here. Since it doesn't work there. I mean, maybe I need more, but if there was any villagers, they found them. I thought that they got rid of zombie purges. Zombie flesh for everybody. That was crazy. I mean, maybe that explains why there's no villagers left. Yeah, it's either that or when I moved the villagers, this became not a village. Adam, true, I forgot about the farm design. The iron golems would draw the slimes. Yeah, yeah. I actually to kind of show you, since we're probably gonna have to spawn some more villagers in here. But so to show you guys a design, and I actually already used it, I think. Let me see. It would be this one. I basically made a new one, as you guys can see down here. So this is what I'm planning on installing. Hey, look, there's a zombie here. How'd that happen? That's hilarious. Yeah, I'm not keeping any of the slimes, but yeah. That's hella funny. There's zombies on the bottom floors, and what happened to the iron golems that were here? What the hell? I think I'm gonna fix this problem right now. You gonna blow up there? That is crazy. How the hell did yeah, that doesn't make any sense, right? Does that make any sense to you guys? So it should be iron golem, iron golem, iron golem, but I don't know how that even happened. Yeah. It says though it's like they spawned in there and like in a raid and killed them. Is that crazy? That's crazy. Let's see here. Iron block. Pumpkin. We'll go ahead and put 2 in there this time. Yeah, that's some strange stuff. I actually think that's crazy. This is pretty much how I planned on filling it up. But I think in survival is going to be a pain. But it'll be fun because it is a pain, right? Yeah, they were saying to leave the top uncovered. Yeah, they say leave the top uncovered, and you know, and basically you'll get, I'll say, more slime than I need. I mean, honestly, the one that we're gonna make is probably only gonna have like 3 chambers, and we're not gonna have this stuff going on. Honestly, there's no reason to have it going on. Seriously. That's crazy. Really have that much going? I mean, like, this is like a little bit OP if you ask me, like, not necessary. You know what I'm talking about? It's a bit much, I think. I don't think that it's needed. Seriously. Look at how many it's got in it. And it got rare drops and stuff in it. That's pretty funny. Yeah, I just have it ejecting everything out, so. Wow, that's crazy. Do these things run after we're out of the world or what? Slime farms eventually overproduce in survival. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I don't need that much slime. I only need like a couple. I was gonna basically, I mean, what, occasionally make a piston or two, maybe some slime box stuff. But just a couple of levels is all I need. That's all I was gonna do, was just dig out the entire slime chunk and build a couple of levels. They naturally go to the left and right anyway. You do not have to have them there. It doesn't produce quite as much, but I'll do like 3 or 4 levels worth of stuff, you know? Doesn't have to be a crazy amount, right? But I still think it's crazy that there was just happens to be like a couple of zombies here. It's just weird. It's like they yeah, it's definitely strange. That's all I can say. It's very weird. Yeah, it sucks you can't actually put iron golems in this kind of a space. Yeah, see that? You have to they have to have ton of room. I'm all like building this thing like it even matters. I mean, it's the concept's been proven to me, so I just think that it's not necessary. Like back in the day, we would just make platforms use pumpkins, and that would seem to do the job, right? But nowadays it seems like everybody's taking this thing to a whole new level. Like, I don't think this is necessary. I mean, if you were on like a server and you were planning on making nothing but redstone in survival, I could see using something like this, honestly. But I'm going to say that I don't see a purpose. And this thing, I mean, this thing produces so much iron golems. It's crazy. If you use, like, if you were to use these, if you could get a zombie in there legitimately, this is actually a pretty OP farm. But I'm going to say it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. Okay. Okay. So that's pretty much that. We did work on the elevator like I wanted to. To kind of recap what we've gone over, we changed the note blocks sound thanks to Sash McFlash, and We fixed some weird timing issues. But listen to those note blocks. It sounds a hell of a lot better than it did before. That's really nice. Look at this is what it used to sound like. Really deep. The pistons overpower it. Yeah, you can barely hear it. But this one sounds real nice. Yeah, it's super loud. So glowstone is definitely the way to go with this. And if you want it to sound really good, that's crazy. That's pretty nice. Okay, so this is a done project right here. I need to clean up a little bit. I don't want to leave this garbage here. So there. I technically want to keep this elevator in here, but this is supposed to be just for my new one. So let me go ahead and do go, and that's that. So I'm liking it. Yeah. I think we can go ahead and have this pulse extender in here, but it seems to work fine without it, so why add a material we don't need? You know? Don't need that material. And I'm going to swap this all out for concrete, I think. And just to show you guys, almost every one of these elevators I made a video for, and to see which one people were interested in more. This one is a one-tick elevator that has basically a new circuit to control the down, and it also has I'll say asynchronous pistons. So to kind of show you what I mean by that, when you hit the down button, the pistons stay at the same level, which is something new. Now this elevator right here is really compact and sleek, and it's also fast as shit. It takes a sec, but and it has doors, so can you beat that, right? That's pretty easy, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's super fast. So Sashvik Flex has cut so much cost by bypassing the golems, and yeah, you don't need any of that stuff. I'm just gonna use a cactus. I don't care if I lose 20%. Take that note. Take the notes. You move up 4 ticks and move them down 1 tick will make the elevator sound evil. I'm actually going to jump off, but next time I'm on, I'm probably going to do some more work on this elevator. Yeah, I'm going to do some more work and kind of try and clean this up. I'm probably going to swap out everything I can with concrete, just because I think wool burns too easy, and I haven't seen anybody using concrete, so I think kind of a lot of, CMB Minecraft is the one that originally used, the wool, which is why I was like, having nice colors to represent. This goes up, green goes down, yellow is instant extension, blue controls the piston speed, and then I have this new one, which is orange. This one actually, it's part of the yellow circuit, but what it does is it actually helps to extend the pistons a little faster when you do the, instead of having I used to have the circuit like right here, but now it's, it works decent. Go ahead and put a button there, no reason to have a lever. Anyway, so there we go. That's good, and then I can change this one up to be the same. Basically today we got rid of this red circuit right here. Yeah, we got rid of it, and we fit it all into a much tinier area. It's kind of still big though, so 2, 4, 6, 8 blocks by, let's go ahead and say 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So it's 10 by 10 now, which sounds horrific, but you got doors, you got note blocks, you got instant call, you got faster than normal retraction, so it's definitely worth it to me. and it's got a hell of a lot better timing. In comparison to some of my other designs, when you hit this and you got in, you know, it would just take off and you would be stuck. But having the elevators, having the doors open like a real one and making you wait, and then doing the same on the way down, and having the pistons be at the same speed when you go down, just to kind of show you guys an example of how bad it used to be. I'm going to go on to another world and show you guys my old elevator designs, and we can kind of compare, you know, the simplicity of these ones with those old ones. So this is actually the world, and it has like them the way that I built them, and then I took and made some super long ones. So this is the elevator we were just looking at, but it doesn't have any of the changes that I made, that I just made to the timings. But it's essentially my version 3 elevator. That's the version 3 elevator. It's just I made it smaller, you know. This one is it's the same exact size. So the new one we did, and then there's this one which is actually the fastest elevator that I've made. So let's see. I'm glad to have you I'm glad to have inspired you. So this elevator is super fast. I will say that it has a tendency to get you stuck in it if you have any other redstone going on in the background. Like you can see these blocks we're passing. These are areas that I've gotten stuck a couple of times, but this thing rips, huh? It's an older design. It's an older design, but it still works. It's crazy fast. Yeah, takes forever. But just to show you guys an example, you'd have to wait, I don't know, probably 15 to 20 seconds for this elevator to come up to you. But because it has instant extension, you actually can, as soon as the doors open, you can actually start going down in it. I'm going to go ahead and go into... So you can, if you look, you can actually see that the elevator, let me go ahead and do this. The elevator actually already went down. Yeah, it already went down. So when I hit the up button, it came all the way up, and then we jumped into it, and you can see that, yeah. So much smarter. It's just a lot smarter, this elevator, than the other ones. And then of course we have version 1, 2. 3, which is my most popular. 4. Actually, this is 4. That's the one we just wrote in. This is version 5, which nobody liked. Not one single person liked it. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to end this live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed this little, you know, experiment, if you will. Yeah, I keep streaming for way beyond what I want to stream. So we did work on the version X instacall, and we also got an iron golem farm up and working on my survival world. Like I said, it took me 6 hours or so yesterday with my son just to find out that you can't get a zombie into a cauldron, not easily. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, you guys, and Sash McFlash, special thanks to you for suggesting the note block changes. And you guys have a good one.